Hello.
Alright, hello anyone who is watching this, so welcome to the video. So I'm making this to show how to use Doomfist Seismic Slam most effectively to get both the achievement and to get the and to just be more effective in your game. So let's go over the science first of this. This is based off a very real-life principle called terminal velocity, which says if a ball is thrown from a higher spot, it will go faster than a ball thrown from a lower spot because it has more time to gain, momentum from gravity. But the same thing's also true if two balls are thrown from the same height, that the one that weighs more will come down harder. It will do more damage. So Doomfist kind of takes after that same exact trait of real life physics, where if you just press it, I'm not doing anything but pressing R1 right now. I do 49 damage, I believe it was. And that's pretty good and all that, but that's not as amazing as it could be. So if you jump up, Seismic Slam, and then move, you gain 60. And that's because you have a little bit more momentum from the jump. So if you were to be up here, Seismic Slam, move forward, you have a lot more time from X to Y, and that's time where you gain momentum, quote unquote, and the Seismic Slam does more damage, because the developers, they can't implement the actual math of, okay, Doomfist weighs this much, he came from this height, he's moving at this speed, so he's going to do this amount of damage. So to simplify that, they just did, okay, you press Seismic Slam here, that's going to be the starting point where you were when you pressed Seismic Slam. And then the time from when you pressed it to the time where you land, that's time where you gain speed, quote unquote, but you also gain damage when you do that. So jump up, do it again, 81. But if you were to just do it randomly, you wouldn't gain as much. Now, let's talk about a combo, L1, R2. You can't necessarily do it that easily because the game needs ground to lock onto. I think it's like 30 meters or something like that. So jump and then look down. You gain 84. But that occasion was kind of weird because I went down and I went down really fast. So I could have had a lot more airtime, but I couldn't because I was going down a lot faster than I was across. So you kind of have to find that balance point where it's like height, but also verticality, right? So I'll show a really weird occasion right here. So I'm gonna Seismic Slam, and the Seismic Slam is gonna lock onto this area because it's when I jump, it's just slightly taller than Doomfist. So what it does is it locks onto that area, but I'm actually gonna move backwards a little bit because you can change the momentum. The Seismic Slam, it says you're gonna gain momentum in X direction, but your controller is another variable which could make you move in a different way. So if I just Seismic Slam, it's not gonna do it, but I was also moving forward when I Seismic Slam. So what that did is it assumed that I was going faster. It assumed, holy shit, your joystick is all the way forward. You're moving hella fast right now, but you're also still in the air. You did it from a height, so you must have reached terminal velocity at this point. You have to have a shit ton of energy right now, so it's going to give you a lot of damage. So, it's kind of weird. You've got to find that sweet spot of height so that way you can still lock onto the ground, but also just being randomly suspended, so that way, I don't know, running into walls is kind of just the best strategy for this, going to it. And then I slowed down a little bit when I was grinding against that wall. So if I jump, look at it, well, that time I messed up a little bit because I ran into the thing. Let's just jump up again. Alright, let's hop. So there, there isn't enough height, there isn't enough stuff for me to grind on, because here what I think adds to it is this little airspace right here where Doomfist moves forward and it kind of resets the momentum that you get from grinding against that. So I think maybe if we tried something like, you know, that time we hit this, that's a perfect example. We did the same exact jump. We got 110 when we did it that time, but when I landed on this, I only got 100, but that slowed me down. That gave me less airtime. So Blizzard, honestly, they did a really good job designing this logically. So move forward, nearly got it that time. I think had I not moved forward as quickly, I would have gotten it. So, you know, honestly, it's just, I think it's something that you can't crack down with an algorithm. It's just things that you've gotta learn with kind of. That time I jumped, moved forward, pressed the button, and then instantly started moving my joystick backwards. For anyone who was wondering how I got that. So you could kind of mimic those results, but it's kind of just memorizing spots on certain maps where if you look here and you're at this spot and then you jump and press it, well, yeah, you're gonna gain that much. And I did the same exact thing right there, but there were so many variables involved in that jump that I didn't gain 125. So, you know, really, I can't say that there's a perfect thing for you to do that will for sure get you to get 125, but I think I did a pretty good job at explaining the physics behind it. So if you can get used to that simple mechanic, if you can keep that in mind right there, see, that was perfect. I had a shit ton of airtime. I was moving backwards, so I had airtime, had the seismic slam, and there was a really big arc between those two spots. So I gained extra I gained extra energy and gained extra damage. So really, if you want to know the perfect way to get the achievement, play Doomfist a shit ton, get lucky, get the achievement. There's no way for me to say, do this, you will get it. Just get used to the physics, get used to the perfect amount of height to lock on, get used to just how you have to do things, and don't trust what it says like while you're in the air and when you press seismic slam, because that's if you have the same exact momentum. That's if you don't move your joystick at all. That's if you look in the same exact direction. But it's not a reliable method to say, oh, it said I'm gonna do 90 damage. I know for a fact I'm gonna do 90 damage. You just kind of gotta, I don't know, you've just gotta you've just gotta get a feel for it, to say the least. There's no, I'm ranting at this point, but you've gotta know how you gain speed. You gotta know how this works, and just keep that in mind when you do it from here on out, because that's about all the guidance I can give. There's no perfect spot. There's no 10 out of 10 way to do it. You've just gotta get used to the physics behind it enough that you can reliably do it. And obviously it's not gonna be reliable. Sometimes you're gonna do 15 less damage, sometimes you're gonna do 20 more damage, you know? But nonetheless, it's still, the mechanics behind it are constant. But because of all the variables that mechanic takes into, you know, into mind, the damage itself isn't reliable, but the way the damage works is, if that makes sense. So, thank you for watching, Joe. If you watch this, I hope that I even explained it good, a little bit better than I did in the party. But yeah, can we just appreciate this Muhammad Ali spray?
Meteor strike.
Fuck up.
You can run.